Tambourine. I could go on and on and on.
Oh, you wrote that down, huh?
Yeah, because I went and looked at the discography. I know
you wrote all 580 of them down?
Yeah, but listen, bro, I know that from my head, from playing it in the club, but I had to write it down so I could run it off. Because I said, let me think about setting up a Swizz beat set. And I started thinking about all those records. What is the song that you think is your best piece of work?
I always just say Stop Drop because it was the first record that got my recognition accepted around the world, and people know me from that record, from New York to around the world. And so I think that record really started my career officially, although, I had other songs and things, but nothing was like that Stop Drop. That Stop Drop still today. Festivals, however, wherever you play it, it's still crazy.
I play that record in the club almost every time that I go in the club. That record and Party Up I always play. The most creative artist you've ever worked with?
They all the artists I work with are creatives, you know what I'm saying? They're just creative in different ways, so Busta's super creative, just the way that he do his hypes, his stacks, his ad-libs, and the way he takes his time, and the way that he can, he was the first artist to rap every bar to every drum on Tear the Roof Off. I never seen that before. He turned his lyrics into the drum pattern of Tear the Roof Off. So for those of you who don't know what Tear the Roof Off, go back, play Tear the Roof Off by Busta, and see how he did that. Then you got artists like Hove, who I never seen use a pen, but went down in the Writers Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. And then you got X, Eve, Kiss. I mean, just everybody that I chose to work with and that chose me to work with them are super talented.
Okay, so let's talk about DMX. How was it working with DMX? How did you get him into the studio, and how did you get the best out of him?
Me and X just got a chemistry. We just got a chemistry, and the main part of that chemistry is respect for each other. Me and DMX slept on floors together. We ran in hoods together. We did a lot of things together for real, And so that's my brother for life, no matter what he's going through or been through. We working right now as we speak. So, but X is like having your brother in the studio. It's like being with my brother. Like, we snapping jokes, we talking crazy, but we having fun at the same time. I'm respecting what he's saying. He's respecting what I'm saying. And it's an equal exchange, and he's a genuine person, one of the smartest artists I know, book smarts. He can recite chapters from different books that I'm like, damn, how the hell you know about that? I know a different DMX than everybody.
Yeah, like X, for me, X, every time I see X, every time I interact with him, I always have very deep, introspective conversations with him. Again, like you said, one of the deepest, when you dig into him, one of the most intelligent brothers you will ever run into. What is he like in the studio? What is his creative process like?
It depends on who he's in the studio with. Me, I like to work with him early. So my time in the studio is from about 12 in the afternoon to about 4. Mm-hmm. That's when I know I'm gonna get the best DMX. I know his voice is right. I know his energy is right. I just know that's what we're gonna do our thing. What we do is we work out probably before the studio session. Then we hit the studio session. Then he get to do what he want to do for the rest of the day. We treating it like a job and not as something that where it's like extra work. Like we got to stay in that zone, and that's the zone that we in right now. We about to level that zone up even more. So people seeing the pictures floating around with me and X in the gym and things like that. Like those things, they all help everything. They help the lyrics. They help the energy. They help, reset certain zones that you might be off of. Your body is the real currency, and when you're taking care of that, your mental going to connect with that. And so, for me, X has always been a great rapper, but I always wanted to make sure he's in the right mental space and energy space. And I think that right now he is. For sure.
And don't just let me know, no matter what, let me know if I made the album. I sent the vocals, I didn't stack them. I don't know if you got them. I don't know if you gave them to you. But if you tell me that I'm making the album, I'll go back, I'll stack them, I'll do the ad-libs, I'll do everything. People, if you're just tuning in, we're talking.
We setting up to listen to everything. I'm definitely starting up the process over, but that's definitely one of my favorite joints. That joint that you did the reference on, for sure.
It's stuck in my head. Who's ready to jump? 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 And it's stuck in my head. I can't get out of it, man. I can't.
It's the real anthem. It's an anthem for sure.
Yeah, it's stuck in my head. People, if you're just tuning in, like I said, we're talking to Swizz Beatz every night, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. I go live, do current events, news, celebrity interviews like Swizz Beatz. And right after the show, right when Swizz gets off, I'm going to go live, get your comments about the interview and everything. And if you're new to the show, please follow me, hit the notification bell so you know who I'm bringing on tomorrow. I got to be nice. Thursday, I'm going to
jazz.
Yep, that's going to be good. And then Saturday, I have Will I Am. Let's talk verses. Why did you start verses?
Verses was something that me and Tim had about 3 years ago. We was planning on battling each other with our album. Then we was going to go on tour, and then we was going to pull out special guests during that tour. And then the world just started changing. I started doing different things. He started doing different things. And then the corona hit, and it kind of like shut down our plans. And then it just forced us to do it live, do it on live. And we went for 5 hours. My Wi-Fi at that time wasn't where it's at now. You see, we clear and crispy. I had to go to the car and do verses with Tim for 5 hours. And then people started calling, and it was just like, you know what? Let's just kick off what we was going to kick off anyway. And so to get it to this point, to win a Webby Award, we won a BET Award already this year. I don't even know if they announced that yet, but yeah, we won it.
No.
Huh?
We know now you won. We know now.
Yeah, but the people won. And that's the thing with verses is that, me and Tim started it, but the people win from these musical celebrations and these educational celebrations on artists that they should know about, if they don't know about, and I think that it's just getting us through a hard time, and that's what was giving me and Tim the most like love from it, is seeing the love that comes from it. And even like what we doing on Juneteenth with my wife and John Legend, Battle of the Keys. That's going to be a very, very special day. And man, I'm gonna just shut up because
that's going to be
we're just starting. Just put it like that. We're just starting.
Now,
and
my question to you is: are you going to take
shout
this
to
on
Jamaica?
The road?
Shout to Jamaica.
Oh, they
We
have
say?
it here. Are you going to take this on the road when it's over? When it's said and done, the quarantine is over. Do you have plans to take this on the road, like you said, and make it a tour? Because I can
that's how we started. But I want to take it on the road on a way that's unexpected, because everything that we do has to be creative. It just can't just be something where it's like, oh yeah, that's just that. No, it got to be, damn, that was amazing. I know they did verses, but I ain't know the verses tour was gonna be like this. So everything we do, we got to keep taking it to another level of greatness. Because this is a new industry that we creating with verses. You never seen the creatives celebrating with the creatives like this in a genuine way, and that's why you can't get on verses if you got beef. We're not promoting beef. We're promoting musical geniuses, icons, friends of the community. We got enough beef going on out there in the world. That's why we don't really like to call it battling. We battling enough in the world. So we can't be battling each other. We got to be celebrating each other at a time where the world is trying to battle with us.
Right.
So that's me and Tim's vibe on that.
Okay, so that means there's absolutely no 50 Cent Ja Rule battle. Forget about it. It's not happening. Throw it out the window. I always look at verses and I say to myself, this could have been sponsored by, brought to you by, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Why was it important for you not to go get the bag on this one?
I don't, like everything that we have is just always attached with other people. And most of those people don't even represent why we doing it or care about what we're doing. It's just a good look. So I'm blessed to be in a position where I could tell people, nah, we good. Tim blessed to be in a situation where he could tell people, nah, he good. But just because, we turn down millions of dollars don't mean that we're not businessmen, and when the time is right and it makes sense culturally, then we'll make some moves, but it's just been fun just keeping it free and keeping the freedom of it and keeping the love of it. Because when you put money in it, things start getting complicated and the energy starts shaking off a little bit, but it's our job to find ways for it to grow in an organic way and still, make it worth everybody's time.
I got it. People, I'm going to get to the battles that me and Kid Capri talked about in a minute, but I just want to ask a couple of questions to him. What do you do when you sit there and see technical issues? When somebody's Wi-Fi is messed up, and you going like, fuck is going on? How do you work through that in your mind? And what did you say when you saw Teddy Riley going through all those problems? Because that was like really the first time that there were huge problems. What was going on in your mind sitting there?
I'm a Virgo, so I'm a perfectionist. One, my skin, every time, even when your screen just froze for 2 seconds, I'm like, it drives me crazy. But those mistakes also made us better, right? And what I like about it is it shows that even celebrities are not perfect, right? Teddy Riley could have an issue. This one could have an issue. That one could have an issue. But how you overcome that issue, right? Because Teddy Riley and Babyface overcame that issue and ended up being the biggest thing, period. So the thing about music and culture is it's not perfect. The businesses try to make it perfect, but we're not perfect. We mess up every day. Like it's a part of the process. So, I take the perfect verses with the non-perfect verses because at the end of the day, it's all a part of it. Like people are waiting to see what's next. Who's going to mess up? Who's not using the pack? Like that's a part of the whole culture now. Right? So, shout to Fadia for all the support as well.
Fadia, I just want to say something to you, Fadia, because I was reading up on you today when I was doing research.
He's reading up on you.
Fadia, I'm hitting you. And don't ignore my DM. I'm hitting you because I want to have a personal conversation with you. You on here. I love you in Jesus' name. Amen. The best versus battle to you was what? What's the best one so far?
Well, that's another question where they all my babies, like all of them. But which one I had the most fun?
Yes.
I would definitely say recently the one from Jamaica, the Jamaica Bounty Killer Beanie Man, just because it was just something different. I definitely love my sisters, Erica Badu, Jill Scott. They brought together a different unity, which opened it up
really good.
For more queens to want to do it. In an amazing way. Teddy Riley, Babyface, like that right there, like it just shook the whole world up. The memes became something that was a celebration. That's when people are making memes, it's a celebration. Can't forget Risen. Everybody, John Teos and Neil. I mean, every versus has been unique. Even the gospel one we did, that was very unique, and we want people to know that we go with the flow with the music. We go with the flow. We go with the energy. Like we're not going to be predictable. We're going to switch it up and have fun, and curate it to the best of our possibilities. But man, Jamaica came in very strong, and the Wi-Fi was very strong, and the energy was very strong.
It was amazing to me that Digicel, who people would say, well, how can Digicel pull this off? Would be the ones to have the clearest internet, everything, but also at the same time in Jamaica, you dealing with real sound men. So I knew that they were gonna have this shit together. The verses that you want to see happen, but it's really hard to get it done. What is it?
I don't think none are hard to get done. I just think that, we have to allow people to get prepared. This is a big stage now. This is, this is 80 arenas at this point.
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So any artist of greatness is going to want to take their time before they step on the stage of those 80 arenas at one time, because the memes is real, everything is real, right?
Everybody's coming.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't said no. A lot of people just was like, okay, give me some time and let me get my shit together. So that's what's been going on. And plus, we're not just doing verses for quarantine. So I got patience.
Right.
You know, it's like I got patience. We gotta shit. The lineup that we got set up right now is a hell of a one.
Okay.
You know, so this is something where we have to have patience with. And yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna run down a couple of names to you. And this is courtesy of myself and Kid Capri. We were on Instagram Live, just chopping it up, and he said that he spoke to you and he was going through matchups. And me and him got into talking about matchups, and here's what we came up with. Of course, Rakim and Kane, okay? That's one that I want to see. I'll be there like a little girl waiting for a date for that one.
Get ready for it.
Okay, yeah. I'm waiting for that. Tribe and De La Soul. No Limit versus Cash Money.
That's not going to happen.
Why?
I just think that those brothers, like, I don't think that it's to the place that like it's like, you know, like the Ja Rule 55. I don't think that they clear on that side like that. I don't think that one's going to happen.
Let's throw that out the window. Mobb Deep, EPMD. Kid Capri brought that one up. I thought that might be good, but I thought that
I don't know if that one.
Dipset and Mobb Deep was better than me.
Nah, it's more like Mobb Deep versus the Locks or something like that. Not Mobb Deep versus EPMD like that. Mobb Deep street.
Right. So I said Mobb Deep versus Dipset, and I said Mobb Deep versus who did you just say? Mobb Deep versus who?
I said versus the Locks.
Yeah, that would be a good one. We couldn't come up with one for Meth and Red versus anybody. Outkast versus the Roots. Locks versus the Dipset, but I do like.
You can't do Outkast. Outkast versus the Roots. You mean Outkast versus Tribe?
Well, I was going to get to that. You got to get.
Okay.
I'm going through all of them, bro. So
okay. I'm just listening.
Yeah, Outkast versus Tribe. Me and Kid Capri came up with that. We came up with Locks versus Dipset. We came up with Raekwon and Ghostface versus Mobb Deep. Now here's one that we came up that was good. Public Enemy versus NWA or Boogie Down Productions. You like that? Come on,
see,
you should have to think about that. That's good.
No, the names are good. But you got to understand where me and Tim are thinking from. We're thinking as curators and producers and architects. The names, people don't understand. The names sound good, but put the songs together.
But now we're talking about both Black Power. We're talking about.
I understand the topic. Put the 20 joints with the 20 joints. That's how we do it.
Okay.
I like the title of it.
Right.
But let's get to the songs of it. And that's where people be missing a lot of things, because it's a lot of names that go up in the air. But then when you get to them songs, it's like, ooh, that sounded dope, but this person gonna fall short at 10.
Okay, so here, so let me.
And Public Enemy and NWA definitely got 20 joints, by the way. But I'm just saying what's making me do the is that part.
Okay, Eminem versus Busta. MC Lyte versus Latifah. Queen Latifah versus Eve. Ja Rule versus Fabulous. Fabulous versus Jadakiss. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. Snoop, Ice Cube. Kid Capri came with this one, but I didn't know. I was trying to put the records together myself, like you said. Scarface and Slick Rick, because they're both storytellers.
Don't do that.
Okay, so I wasn't sure, but let's keep it going. Q-Tip versus Andre 3000, Cameron versus Mace, Lil Wayne versus Drake, Kanye versus Pharrell. It's nice. My man I Am KDJ said Usher versus LL, and then listen, hold on, let me get to this. Hold on now.
I'm holding all the way on.
Okay, but listen, hold on now, Swizz. And then and Fat Joe versus Big Pun, which would not happen because it was evenly matched, but it's teacher and student. And Posthumous would be Big versus Pac. Now, I think that would be a good celebration. Just the East, the West, somewhat the same
That's
amount.
Diddy
of
versus Dre. That's already in the talks.
Okay, so here's the final one. We sat down and we tried to put someone with LL, but there was no one to put him with. So I just said, listen, let LL play 50 records and go on to his house because nobody wants a piece of him. I interviewed Snoop, and Snoop told me, he said they tried to put him in there. He said, I don't want no part of that. And it's nobody has enough records or
yes, they do.
Do it. Who?
Because you got to remember, it's only 20 records. We're not talking about the whole catalog. And that's another part where people get it mixed up because of how much of hundreds of records of people got. You're only picking 20, right? So people be picking the wrong 20. Okay? So this is where you got to do it. And LL definitely stood on his own.
Okay, Usher, Chris.
But I'm gonna tell you who would be amazing for LL, who I didn't even think would be amazing until I did the homework, and I did a verses privately. KRS-One and LL.
But how?
Don't listen to the names. Do the research on the songs.
Yeah, but LL is for the women and KRS is for the knowledge. It doesn't match.
You can't like. I know what they're for, but I'm telling you, when you playing them records back to back, it's gonna have to lean to the left or it's gonna have to lean to the right.
See, okay, so but listen, LL's got so what era are we going in? Because LL's got radio. Mama said not you. He's got like 30 different records from each era. How are we gonna? How can you put them in, like it's too many eras? That's what I'm saying, Swizz. How can you do that?
I did it.
Okay, so
and I've seen it.
Are we gonna see it? Are we gonna see it?
No. I'm just telling you like how certain names don't sound like they go together, but sonically, when you play it out, because when I was thinking of LL, I wasn't thinking of KRS-One until I spoke to somebody on the phone who's a big dog. I don't want to blow a spot up, but we want him in verses too, and he was like KRS-One, and I was like, nah, you bugging. Same way you doing me, and then we did one on the computer on FaceTime. So he was like, all right, play that. He played Mama Said Knock You Out. I played Mama Said Knock You Out. He played. It was a real fight. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, whoa. But keep it going. That's, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you how sometimes the names don't match.
Do you have the trait? Do you have the track list for that I can go through it myself?
I don't have it written down because we did it live, but I can get it to you. All you gotta do, give me your 10 LL joints, and I'm gonna give you the 10 KRS-One answers. How about that?
I'm gonna. Here's what I'm gonna do because it'll take too long. I'll do it on DM. I'll send it to you DM, and that'll be good. People said G Unit versus Dipset. People said Chris
Brown.
That. My man I Am KDJ said Chris Brown versus Usher. He said Usher versus Justin Timberlake.
I like Justin Timberlake versus Usher. I think Usher and Chris Brown is like big brother battling a little brother. You understand? I think that like Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake could be crazy.
We gotta get that. There's a lot of good ones that I think are there. My personal idea, and it came from my girlfriend, was, and I was gonna come to you about 4th of July, but I just don't think it's appropriate now because of what we're going through in the country. So I was thinking about Labor Day, not a battle, a cookout. Fat Man Scoop, Fat Man Scoop, Little John, maybe DJ Cool, all three of us together just